Hello, and welcome back to the Art of Reduction. My name is Reeve Andrews, and I'm going to be your barber today. Today, we're going to talk about clientele and how to gain such a clientele that you are booked out for weeks, months. You get to plan your own schedule because you know how much money you're going to make every week, where you don't even have to do social media because your clientele is showing off their haircuts, showing off your haircuts, talking about you, gassing you up, talking about how a new stylist could gain more clients quicker, and more importantly, how do we retain our clients, and how do we allow those clients to follow us for some reason we need to move shops, or we need to even more, hopefully more blessed, where we get to create our own shop and those clients kind of moving towards you. So today I want to talk about just clientele. And let's go back to the very beginning of you just getting hired on to a first time. Let's say you're just right out of cosmetology barber school and it's your first time in a shop. Like, how do I set myself differently, as well as how do I create a clientele for myself to put food and pay for my bills. It's been a while. I've been cutting hair for 20 years, so it's been a long time since I've had to be that original person inside of a shop. And how do I control this and gain clientele? What I heard, number one rule right out of cosmetology school, was it's 70% your service and 30% the actual haircut at first. Meaning, if you, as long as you give a 70% great service and the haircut's only at a 30%, the odds are that that person is going to come back and at least try you out again and see that hopefully you're taking the steps to get better and better. And a lot of people are like, what does that even mean? Like 70% service, 30% the haircut. What I'm talking about is that we are 100% in control of our service. Does not mean we are in 100% control of our haircuts, especially when we're brand new barbers and brand new cosmetologists. Okay, are you following me here? Meaning that I'm in control of my consultation. I'm in control of my handshake. I'm in control of my energy and my thought, my process when I'm meeting new clients, and how I make them feel, how I usher them into my chair. How do I, just the little nuances, the little soft touches of how I drape them up, the softness of how when I get behind the shampoo bowl, I'm not getting them completely wet and their ears wet, and there's good energy flow between myself. I have a good conversation. I'm reading into their little nuances. Like I said, are they wanting to talk? Are they wanting to just to be quiet? Are they wanting you to be in 100% control? Do they want to be in 100% control? All these little things add up to a great service, which again, we are 100% in control of. The way I dress, the way I smell, the energy I put out to my person, the way I say goodbye to them, the way I tell them in step by step on what I'm doing with the haircut, or how to style it out, or do you need a drink of water? Is that too tight around your neck? Are you comfortable? Asking these questions of thought and care to my client really creates a connection. So even if I haven't even started cutting hair yet, this person likes me. Like, from the consultation I gave them, to my handshake, to a good shampoo, just the way I greeted them and smiled, my aurora, like, that's before I even bust out a clipper or a scissor. Like, they're figuring out who I am as a human, what the energy I give out, the energy that I'm taking on. Like, that's what I'm talking about service wise. The haircut, you might not know every step. It might not be perfect. The blend might be a little off. The bangs might be a little short. Like, when you first start, the sky's the limit on mistakes when it comes to haircutting as a new stylist. So just be in control of what you can be in control of, and that is just a good service. Meaning that you're not rushing, you're not just talking the whole time about yourself and not really listening to our client who's there paying us, good money to get their hair cut by us. And so it's just so important to really listen in and try to win them over through our service first, because we know our haircuts aren't perfect. But what's going to happen is that person is going to leave, maybe not with the best haircut, but with a hell of a service, okay? And that person's going to go home and it's going to be like, you know what, Bobby, Stacy, they were great. They were kind. Yes, my blend's not perfect. Yes, the top's a little long. But you know what? I'm going to give them another chance. That's the trick, guys. That's the trick, is just getting another chance with a first-time client. And this is kind of how I look at it. If a client sits in my chair for one time In the end, it's a 50-50 chance that they're coming back to me or they're going somewhere else. Okay. Then all of a sudden that next haircut they come in, I have a 75% chance of keeping them. Okay. The odds every time they sit in my chair, as long as I'm getting better between their haircuts, right? Like they got their haircut a month ago. I had 1 month, 30 days to get better at my trade before Stacy and Billy sit back down. Okay, then all of a sudden they're going to see that not only am I caring, I'm still kind, I'm giving my great service, but guess what? My haircut jumped up another level. I didn't miss that top spot. That fade's a little cleaner this time. Then all of a sudden they're going to come back. Maybe they're going to be like, you know what? Reeve did a great job. He was a little better. He listened to me more. I had a good conversation. I liked the place. The energy of the shop was great. I'm going to give him a third opportunity. Well, when that third opportunity comes, I'm getting up to like 85, 90% chance that I get to keep this person, because all of a sudden now I've had 2 months to get better from the first time I cut Billy's hair, Stacy's hair. And all of a sudden now, like, I'm a better stylist. I'm getting better. I know his haircut now. I'm working on the same, the same pattern that I've been working on, the same haircut. And all of a sudden that haircut's getting better, but my service has always stayed the same. I've always did a great service, okay? So as my haircuts get better, my service gets better. Now I'm giving 100% great service and 100% great haircut. And that's where the magic happens. That's where, like, this guy is gonna be a loyal client for me for life. Okay, so it's not till that third or fourth haircut of you giving a great service and your haircut's getting better with every haircut that you give that person where that magic happens. Okay, so give yourself some grace. You're not going to be perfect right out of the gate, but as long as you're trying, you're listening, you're bettering yourself. Each person you cut hair on, you're taking something from that haircut, that service, and adding it to your regimen. This is what I'm going to do every single service, every single haircut. I'm going to add this one little move, this one little spray, this one little gesture, whatever the case is. That's what I'm going to do, and that's going to build my service where people are going to come to me because I'm going above and beyond. What I like to tell all my staff is that you're trying to do more than the person up the road. Okay, if they're not doing the massage gun on my neck or my face, I want to be doing that. If they're not spraying you with a really smell good aftershave, I'm going to be doing that. If they're not giving you a hot towel, I'm going to give you a hot towel. If they're not going to give you an extra rinse out after your haircut, I'm giving you an extra rinse out. I'm always going to try my hardest to do more than the guy up the road. Or more importantly, I'm trying to do more than what I did yesterday. Just constantly adding value to our service as well as getting better at the haircut. So remember, my service is always up here. My haircuts will get there as long as I care and I try and I take those steps to get there. So that's one way to really gain a quick clientele. I'm not the biggest fan of giving coupons. I'm not the biggest fan of doing discounts. You need to know your worth. And the type of clientele I want coming to me is one who just wants a damn good haircut. Not someone who wants a cheap haircut, not someone who's just trying to get a bargain. I want someone who's going to constantly pay top dollar for a haircut because they enjoy the service, they enjoy the relaxation, they enjoy the time with me, and they enjoy my haircut that I give them, number one. So just constantly know your worth and get better, and don't always have to knock money off of services or charge less. Just know your worth. And if you're given $20 haircuts, charge $20. If you're given $100 haircuts, charge $100. It doesn't matter as long as you know who you are and what you want as a stylist. That's going to get you quicker, okay? Now we have booking platforms and apps now where numbers, emails, names, it's all right there for us in our phones to go. So definitely find yourself a good app that runs your booking platform for you. You could pay through it. You could do everything. We do use Vigaro in Bent. There's Busky. There's all kinds of other ones that you want. So get an app and get a nice program that does all your scheduling for you. People could book online, so you're not constantly having to get on your phone and check times and dates. Like it's 2024, people. Like let's get connected. Let's use technology for the greater good and get an app for yourself. That's going to help you keep all your clientele in a nice little area. So for some reason you do need to dip from that shop, you have a whole list of people where you can be like, hey, I'm moving to blah, blah, blah. So I encourage you to have a nice app to get new clients. One thing I did was this is the only This was the only discount or thing I did when I first started. We would do, if you would bring 2 friends, you got a free haircut. So basically, 3 people would come in at a time. If Bobby brought in 2 people, then I would cut the 2 people hair, and Bobby would get a free haircut for his service on bringing people to me. And then all of a sudden, the 2 people who I just cut and they paid for, they got the same deal too. If you bring 2 people, you get a free haircut. And you kind of see how that would really grow really quickly, and giving that one person just a little hookup because they brought 2 people as well. One reason why I don't like doing discounts or coupons is because I want the same type of human being coming through the door. Meaning, if I cut Billy's hair, Billy's not going to just go around telling strangers who got his haircut, okay? Maybe that would be great if he did, but mostly he's going to tell his peer group, his family, his brothers, his friends, his fraternity house. Like he's going to tell the people closest to him. And if me and Billy had a good rapport, I gave him a good haircut, I gave him a great service, him and I vibed, we checked well, birds of a feather flock together. So Billy's going to go back to his family or his work and his buddies, and he's going to be the one doing the talking for me, telling people about my haircut that I did, and those people are going to come to me. So, and it keeps the same type of human being coming through the door. It's kind of stressful when you have all kinds of different walks of life, different types of people wanting different types of things coming into your door, which, don't hear what I'm not saying. That's the beauty of a barber shop. That's really what it's for. Though, as someone who's there 24/7, cutting a ton of hair every day, it's also nice to be in control of what kind of client I have. I want upper echelon clients. I'll be honest. I want someone who cares about their hair, cares about themselves, and more importantly, are taking steps in life to get better and grow their career, because that's what I want to do. And I'm able to, for instance, like if you could see where I'm at right now, like every time I come here, there's a new camera, there's new lighting. Henry and Greg are doing something special every time away from here. Every time they're adding something new to better themselves and to better their career. Well, I appreciate that. That's the type of person I want to be around, because I'm doing the same thing. So associate yourself with like-minded people and make your clientele the type of clientele you want. Or you're going to get burnt out and you're not going to want to work for these people and you're going to have a rough time. So I encourage you to know your worth. You don't need to do discounts or coupons. You need to use your clientele. If they had a great haircut and you enjoyed that person, give them 2 business cards. Tell them, hey, please send your friends. If you bring a couple people, I'll give you personally a discounted haircut. And you don't even have to do that. If your haircuts are good, people are going to notice it and your client's going to talk about it. So I just encourage you to just constantly keep a high service and always take the steps to get that haircuts, and your clientele will blossom tremendously. So thank you so much for listening to me on just how to gain and build a clientele. I hope some of that helped you today. I encourage you to keep watching, as we're going to do some more of these quick little videos of just me talking about just the ideas of barbering or owning a shop, or how do we get out of a barber shop that we're not liking, or how do we better ourselves as a human being away from the chair. So we're going to dive into some more just kind of like mind stuff away from the chair, as well as we have some amazing haircut videos coming to you later on in the season. So continue cutting great hair. Please leave messages. Please go check out Henry Malone and Malone Studios. And thank you again for watching The Art of Reduction. I'm Reeve Andrews.